This video is brought to you in part by Loot Crate. Sign up using the link below and stay tuned until the end for an unboxing. I really like the idea of video games, cartoons, and movies that have been lost in time, cancelled, and forgotten, with nothing but an unfinished product left behind. It's both interesting and kinda creepy, if I'm gonna be honest. But without further ado, here are my top 6 cancelled Nintendo games and movies. Super Mario World is easily one of my favorite Mario games of all time. It's such a gem in many people's childhoods. But did you know that there was actually meant to be a Super Mario World sequel? Yeah, originally titled Super Mario's Wacky Worlds, the game was meant to be developed and released on the Philips CDI. Yeah, that Philips CDI. It was so successful. The game was never fully completed, but there was a developer's beta, alpha, something. It was just something that wasn't finished. The stage's background art seemed to have gotten the most work done. There's a few enemies and pipes spread throughout each stage also, but they're not really interactable. From the looks of it, the wacky world that Mario was going to be exploring was our world. Yeah, there's an icy North Pole level, an Egyptian level, a pirate ship, and what I can only explain as a I took too many drugs and I need some assistance kind of level. The game definitely looked like it had some potential, with the new settings and even a few new enemies. The game was only about 30% finished, which explains why it doesn't look so great. And just like that, it was inevitably cancelled due to the Philips CDI being the Philips CDI, and all we're left with is what could have been. And ROM hacks. Conker is a cool squirrel. Raunchy, violent, and very inappropriate. Probably not the best role model for kids. The game we all know as Conker's Bad Fur Day has an M rating, for very obvious reasons. However, the game Conker was originally supposed to star in was yet another innocent and adorable 3D platformer, known as 12 Tales. The game followed a more happy and cute Conker, traveling around multiple worlds trying to retrieve 100 stolen presents. It's definitely a much more upbeat and innocent title. No doubt if it were released, it would have done really well. Cute animals are always the best, following in the footsteps of Banjo-Kazooie. You can actually find hints of this innocent Conker in a few games. In Diddy Kong Racing, Conker was one of the playable characters, sporting a cute smile and happy attitude. This was to help introduce players to Conker, and to somewhat promote the new 12 Tales game. But Rare had other plans. Okay, so this next one is gonna be kinda tricky to talk about, especially with YouTube's new family-friendly advertising stuff. But here it goes. In 1993, there was a small studio called Midnight Video, and they made, adult movies. You know, yeah. And in 1993, Midnight Video was actually legitimately going to make and distribute a Super Mario Bros. Themed adult film, starring Ron Jeremy. I'm not kidding. Beautiful! There was a movie poster for it and everything. Luckily, however, Nintendo caught wind of this and had to actually buy the rights to the movie to stop its distribution. It's a weird story for sure, but hands down, the funniest part of this story is that Nintendo themselves actually own the rights to a Super Mario Bros. Porno. Oh god. Kirby is great. He's one of the top dogs when it comes to Nintendo, so the idea of canceling a Kirby game sounds kinda dumb. But in 1995, Nintendo did just that. In an issue of Nintendo Power released in Mexico, heading to page 47 and scrolling your eyes to the bottom right portion of the magazine revealed a new and cool looking Kirby, sporting a Jimmy Neutron swirl-styled hair, and a title that read, Kid Kirby. And ever since audiences in Mexico, I guess, saw the article, nothing at all. There's not even any gameplay footage to be found, apart from this one stage that let's be honest, doesn't look that great. All that was ever released were these images that were eventually found. There's obviously no way the Super Nintendo could have pulled off this style in-game, but it's a cool identity, and it's definitely unique. King Dedede looks like he needs to eat something though. The only other thing that was known about the game was that it was meant to be a platformer, and to be controlled using the SNES mouse. Another ingenious invention. The game was also eventually cancelled due to the mouse's poor sales, and also reportedly didn't control super well with the game. Good call. And Nintendo never utilized weird controls with the game ever again. Sonic has had a pretty rough run ever since joining Nintendo. See what I did there? Anyway, in May 2004, at an E3 event, there was a Sonic game that was shown, Sonic DS. The only footage that exists, at least to my knowledge, is this potato quality video you're seeing now. The gameplay revolved around the player to use the stylus and tap on the screen repeatedly to make Sonic run. The faster you tapped, the quicker he moved. And to jump, you'd have to tap the top portion of the screen. And that was basically it. The game revolved around tapping the screen with no other gameplay elements. It's more or less a mobile game you would download on your phone. But not in 2004, with these stupid phones. Eventually, Sonic DS was cancelled due to the game not really being much of a game. Sonic DS would also have been the first 3D Sonic game to be on a handheld device. Poor Sonic. If there were ever a video game that had the potential to be turned into an awesome movie, it would definitely be The Legend of Zelda. A story about fantasy, swordplay, and magic? What could go wrong? Well, considering Nintendo's other movie ventures, a lot could go wrong. But that didn't stop Imagi Animation Studio from creating a short 1.5-minute trailer pitch for a Legend of Zelda movie. Imagi Animation Studio is the same studio that made the Ninja Turtles TMNT 2007 movie. Yeah, that one. The Zelda movie bears a very strong resemblance in terms of art and animation style. I personally think that the movie could have turned out really well. The action scenes look snappy and fast-paced. I also like the new reimagining of the characters. I don't know, it's really charming to me. Although, a lot of people seem to hate it, especially Link's new emo look. Of course, since this was just a pitch to Nintendo, they turned it down. Most likely Nintendo wanting to protect their characters. I feel like this movie, however, could have done pretty well. I think all of these cancelled games and movies could have done pretty well. Or at least maybe some of them. Okay, hi. Welcome to the Loot Crate section as promised. Loot Crate sent me this thing. They sent me an email saying if I wanted to work with them, and I said sure. So that's what we're doing. They just sent me a box and we're gonna open it. If you click the link in the description, it gives you 10% off. So it helps you out, it helps me out. Everyone wins. So all we're gonna do is we're just gonna keep it simple and just open it up and see what's inside. Yeah, I don't know what the theme is. I need a knife. There we go. First thing we have is of course the shirt. That's cool. It's a Fallout shirt with all of the Pit Boys, I believe is their name. That's kind of cool. I'll be sure to wear this around the house, cause it's nice. I don't remember what size I asked them to give me, but it's nice and big, which is definitely wearing around the house material, which I like. I'll put that on later. It's kind of hot right now. All right, next we got a box. Okay. They're shot glasses. Yeah, that's cool actually. They're cute little they're just gaming themed. They don't really have a thing. They look like old Vectrix graphics, like Tempest 2000 or or to a less popular extent the Virtual Boy. Okay, so we got like a survival thing. A Swiss Army knife, I think. Or are they pliers? I think they're pliers.
they're pliers. That's cool though. Oh, there's knives in here. Oh no, it's okay. So it's a Swiss Army knife. Oh, that's cool actually. It's got like the spring-loaded action stuff. It says Frank West. I don't know if you could see that, but it says Frank West. And it comes in a cool little survival pack. It's even got a little belt loop, so you can carry it around. Where was I? Yeah, cool little. What is this called again? Another box with the Gears of War. It's okay. So it's got the gun. I don't know I can't remember the name of it for the life of me. It's the gun with the chainsaw, the trademarked Gears of War gun. I think these are stands. Yeah. I'll be sure to hang this up in my room somewhere next to all of maybe my pop figures or my amiibos. Yeah. Next is Dark Souls something. It looks like a comic book. Yeah, it's a Dark Souls comic. This looks really cool. I like the. Look at that. It's a creepy mofo. Next we got a pin. Just on your shirt. It's a pin. You know what they do.
And that's basically everything. My footage kinda crapped out after this and became corrupt. So, yeah, sign up with Loot Crate using the link in the description and it'll be 10% off your first purchase. Bye now.